is my lovely 909 kick. Nice and hard, solid. So the first thing I will do is duplicate this, and I will look for a reverb. So with this one, let's just mute it here. Just for the sake of ease, we'll use the stock reverb, but I encourage you to play with as many different reverbs as possible because each one has its own voice, its own algorithm, and is going to sound slightly different, and it can suit your sound much better. So if we play this in solo, of course we want that wall of sound. Maybe we can bring the diffusion of the high down, so we can just get that low end. Okay, not bad. What I would do is add a reverb, not a reverb, sorry, an EQ. EQ 8, and I will further chop off the highs. Something like that should be sufficient. So we play it with the kick. And you can see how changing the length alters how the reverb reacts. Now, do you want it dark? Yeah. Obviously, you can choose stylistically what fits you. However, I prefer the darker sounds. I want that low rumble. Maybe we could be a bit more aggressive with the cut. I prefer the soft one. Okay. Simple as that. What am I going to do? I will, where is it? Bounce track to play. There we go. I love to commit to my ideas. And plus it saves CPU. So now we can do more shaping. And what I want you to do is imagine you are a sculptor and you are sculpting something out of ice or out of stone, and everything is just chipping away, getting that fine detail. So maybe you want it to ring out. Maybe you want it to be short and snappy. Now, especially for the faster genres, something like this is your friend because you don't want it to be too drawn. You want it to be nice and quick to really push that energy. Now, the next thing I will do is add, again, another one. But I will do something like this. Let's play it in context. Okay. You see where I'm going? Maybe we just bring the volume down a bit. But it sounds quite nice up anyway. Very bouncy. You can shape how bouncy you want it. I quite like something like this. So it plays and interacts and blends with the reverb layer. Okay, so very nice. Copy again, and as you see, everything here is, you're using the same sound, so you know that everything's going to fit, and it's not just going to be a whole bunch of sounds and mush. Okay, let's not do that whilst we're playing. So if we can do something like this. Now, this is going to be the gallop sound. And if we bring the volume down here, and obviously you can change where it starts. Some's gonna sound shit, some's gonna sound alright. That doesn't sound too bad. If I cut this out, maybe okay, that's kind of interesting. What I'm going to do is put a delay on this. I know it acts as a pseudo delay, but let's see what we can... Maybe a grain delay might be cool. Because what we're doing now is just adding this stuff on the top to create a bit of interest. Maybe there. Let's see how that goes. Okay. Let's scrap that completely. So we're going to bandpass filter this. And we're going to put this in the low frequencies as well. Wrong one. So it's just there. Underneath, again, everything is interacting with each other. And if we take it off, you lose the groove. And again, this is all to taste. If you like the gallopy sound, you could do something like this. And you could leave it at that. No reason why you couldn't. We will group it. And I want to find something. Let's see what I can. So I'm looking for a sort of layer that we can fit underneath a noisy thing. Just find anything, really. This is trial and error now. And doing the same type of thing with the fades to create this sort of sound. nice. And what I will do is see what the changing the pitch does. That's nice. So I will just add a little fade there. Very nice. Just to avoid that, we will just to make sure that these low frequencies don't clash with each other. Maybe we could and you see how everything with the fades really dictates how it interacts and moves around. So the next thing I will do is add where are we? The Culture Vulture, because I really like this one. And if we go into drums, we just load a preset for now. Where are we? Louder drums, can't go wrong with this one. Bring the mix down a bit. It all together. Maybe we can then go into the mixer view. Yeah, maybe you could make it a little darker. So let's get go back to EQ. Something like that could work. Okay. And again, this is totally to taste. Some people like that. Some people maybe like it just like that in the background. Maybe for the sake of having a gallop, we have like this. And essentially, that is you done. So I resample that out. As with everything, resample everything. Do it like this. Oop. Start from the beginning. That should be sufficient. And here we go. And just like that, you have a really nice solid kick. And of course, you can chuck all types of things on here after that. Something I've been playing with a lot recently is this mixed drums by Arturia, which I really like. Just flick through the presets. Let's go kick creative drums. It's always nice to listen to some creative effects. Hardcore, right? Okay. You could easily pass that off as one of those hardcore kicks. So what you could do, for example, is if we put this into parallel, create chain, put it, oh, excuse me, put this in the background. That's quite cool. Probably what's best to do, because I've got the headphones on and I don't have the sub, is get an EQ and make sure that they are not clashing, because I'm sure if I take the old headphones off and put the sub on, that's going to be absolutely hammering through. It's too steep. Got quite a nice bounce. Nice. Nice as well. Yeah, wicked. So what I would do then is, you guessed it, resample that shit. And thank you very much. So now I've put this kick into context and just put a little arrangement together, nothing crazy, but just so you can hear how it can sound. And there you go. There you go. Yeah, go away, make your kicks, enjoy the process, save about 20 of them, and you are good for the next couple months. Peace out.